Hello, welcome to the DraftCast. My name is Luke, and this is our Draft Fantasy Football podcast. In this episode, we will discuss the current league table standings, make some predictions for the upcoming DBF Pokal Cup Final, which takes place during game week 34. And to discuss all of this with me, Tolly is here. How are you, Tolly?
Hi, Luke. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Did you have a good bank holiday weekend?
Yes, it was very nice. Really good weather. Shame Villa didn't play, but some good football as well. But yeah, looking forward. And we're still in the midst of a double game week, so the bank holiday keeps on giving.
Yeah. There's still quite a few games left, isn't there, actually?
Yeah, all to play for tonight. So bring it on.
Yeah. So, we'll do what we normally do. We'll start with the league table. I've got game week 32 standing. So we'll bring that up first, have a look at that, and then we'll show the current midway through game week 33. But I don't think there's much change in positions. But so game week 32 was quite an interesting, quite a range of points. We had Max with 57 as the highest, and then Tom with 51, all the way down to me with 17. Great.
Yeah, that's a shame, but you're still around, Luke. You're not bottom, so you still got stuff to play for. Don't worry. Some pretty good scores, especially towards the top again. Tom pulling it out. Laurence, I don't think Laurence needs to lose sight of top four at this point. Or my brother, in fact, James. Nice to see Max doing well. I don't think he's had a big week in a while. Like you say, look, you're giving some for Jack to aim for now, but I think he should be looking over his shoulder.
Yeah,
quite a feat for the former champion to become bottom. It'd be a story for the press, I'm sure.
Well, I've had quite a few weeks in the 40s, so I'll let my team off for that week.
Yeah.
Other than the week where it was
happens.
How many games was it? Like 4 games or something one week? And I was even less than that, but I didn't really focus on that week.
I mean, looking at my team for that week, I mean, what did they get? 33, which is pretty almost below average, really.
Yeah.
But without Harry Kane, it would have been terrible. So him, Shah, and Ben Davies, the only ones who actually did anything. So yeah, I mean, it could have easily been a 17-pointer for me as well.
Yeah, well, it's the game, isn't it? You don't know. You think you can do well, but then your player might not play, or they just have a crap game. So
they break their leg or something.
Yeah. So let's have a look at game week 33 then, as it stands. As we mentioned, there's still a few games to go, but still some big scores already. Will with 59. Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's a talker point, isn't it? Tom went from game week of 51, and he's currently on 14. Ouch. I know he's got games to play, and he's got plenty of players still to play, so he can still recover that. But as it stands, he's only on 14. And like you say, Will's had a great week. He didn't even have 11 players playing. He's only got 9 tops. But pretty much everyone who's had play has done really well. Salah, obviously. Kirk Janssen, points where you wouldn't expect to get them. So fair play. It keeps it interesting at the top. You can't really sleep. Can't really take a week off.
No. Like you say, so Jim's done well. 35 points is good for this point. I don't know how many players he's got left, though. That's the thing. You sort of look at him and go, are they going to get the same amount of points from the remaining games? But that might not happen. So you don't know if people are going to finish around what they're on now or gain a load.
I'm heavily invested in Newcastle and Leicester at this point, and I have no idea if they're all going to play or not, or if they do play, if they're going to get any points. Like you say, Luke, it's very difficult to say with much certainty what's going to happen in the last remaining games of this game week, but clearly Will's setting the benchmark. We need to kind of keep the pressure on.
Yeah. I'm sure you can get closer. Limit the damage.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, exactly. Just got to stay in touch and distance, and then hopefully someone pulls out of the bag in the last game week.
Yeah. I suppose it's a bit harsh to sort of label people that are low at the moment, because like you say, with games left to play, you just don't know what people are going to get.
Same as last words, wouldn't it? We'll jinx ourselves.
if I'm looking at it again this next week with Will, and Jack's still on 10 points, then we'll be a talking point.
Yeah, exactly. Wait until it's in the bag before we criticise too much. But it's not 10 points isn't great. I mean, a few weeks ago he had a 4-point game week, so
yeah, but I think that was that week where there was only like 4 teams playing, wasn't there, or something stupid?
I think it was, but it's game week 30. I got 28, so can be done.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay, so the next order of business is the DBF Pokal Cup Final. Now, we always see, whenever we do these podcasts, Tolly, and we have these cups, we always have you on when it's just before the final. So I feel like you are the person to do the cup final prediction with, as we've already done one this year with you for the El Presidente. Although I don't remember what if our predictions were.
I got that right or not.
Yeah, no, I don't remember. I should have checked, but oh well.
Yeah.
So we've got Richard and Laurence in the final.
Yeah.
This year, so it's good to have two new people in the final, 2 different to the El Presidente. It is Lawrence's second final. He was the finalist for the first El Presidente last season. So can he convert? Well, he won that one as well. So can he convert this one and have a cup from both of them? That'll be no one's done that yet. That'll be a first. Shame it's not in the same season, but I think I'll give it. I think it still counts.
Very good cup form. I mean, my heart is with Rich. Now I'm looking at his team. I don't know if my head's with him, but my heart is.
Yeah.
I mean, City at home against Watford, which is a frightening fixture, because that could be cricket score territory, or it could be like a 1-0 boring game. But and they both have City players. So Rich has got Edison, Stone, Zaha, all of which are former Boos, by the way. Yeah, like to help out Rich when I can. He's got Gundo on the bench at the moment as well. And there's a double game week. So Chelsea United have a double game week, and Rich does have Ziyech Rashford. Yeah, don't know how that turns out, and Tellers. So there's potential there. It's certainly got potential. And Dan Burn is away at Norwich, so that could be one where Burn can actually pop up with an assist or a goal. And then let's have a look at Laurence.
I think there are some sort of favourable matchups.
Yeah, that City one and that Newcastle one. I mean, you don't often put your eggs in Newcastle's basket, as people have rinsed before, but it can work out. And yeah, I mean, Laurence has got De Bruyne, Diaz, and from United he's got Ronaldo. Hopefully.
Do you think Ronaldo will play though?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, very sad what's happened. So I don't know, but if he did play, that's one for him, and also got Lindelof. So yeah, I think that the De Bruyne factor could be a bit of a game changer. It's kind of a game where he might not play. They might rest him because he has been injured, or he could play and get like 3 goals and 2 assists.
Yeah.
So I think it is fairly even. Looking at it, actually, I think it's fairly even. But I'll go with my heart and say Rich, and I've totally jinxed him now. So sorry, Rich. But
yeah, I think you're right. Like, I think for me, it's Lawrence's to lose. I think on paper, he's had the more consistent high weeks, in and out of the cup, whereas Rich has had his high weeks during the cup. So whether he's got something in the bag planned trade-wise or waiver-wise to help him in the cup, I don't know.
So, but Rich's waiver strategy, I've never worked it out. So, yeah, we'll see.
But I think you're right. I think both have got a good chance. So it will be interesting. Hopefully, it'll be a close one.
Oh, I've just clocked actually, because I remember Rich when we were trading Zaha, he said to me about setting himself up for the cup, and he's got 3 Palace players, and they've got Leeds at home. Now that could be a good differential, and Zaha could go to town, and he's got Anderson, who popped up with like an assist and a goal the other day. No, 2 assists, 15 points, and he's got Mateta as well, who seems to be scoring a bit more. So yeah, he's got some really good matches up. On them matchups for that game.
True. It's going to be interesting. Will we get penalties? That would be the dream.
I know, that would be the dream, wouldn't it? Finally.
Yeah. It was going one point when in mine and Lawrence's semi-final, it almost looked like it was going to go that way.
2 points, isn't it? Wasn't it? Yeah, exactly. Very close.
Yeah. Okay. I think we've both gone with the other. So, but yeah, good luck to both.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Good luck to both, and hopefully it's a close one, because we don't want someone just to whitewash it. We want a close game. So, and I think they can both do that. So, yeah, looking forward to that. Right. And as always, when the guests come on, they bring a segment, and yours have probably been quite legendary, dare to say, Tolly. I'm not going to put pressure on your one you've got now, so we'll move on. But to that, and yeah, I'm excited.
Thanks, Luke. You've really set the bar there. So, for my segment this week, it's a double whammy of what I'd call amateur Adam, because it's some stats, but I haven't been totally rigorous about it. So we'll see if they stand up to scrutiny. But I've done my best to do an ad and do some good stats. There's a short part at the front which I've called DraftKings. That's a draft game in the US, but you'll see why I've called it that in a minute.
Okay.
And then a second one, which is a bit longer on, well, you'll see. So the first one, DraftKings, just a short thing, but it was something I was looking at when I was looking at kind of the best players in the game and stuff like that. So the question is for you, Luke, who has the biggest kingdom? So every game week, they have what's called a king of the week, which is the player who scored the most points in that game week. And they have those, if you go on their site, they have them on the front page. You can kind of scroll through each game week.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you, and I won't drag this out too long, but who do you think? There's 4 teams who are tied with the biggest kingdom. So they're the teams which have had the most DraftKings. And actually, they're tied for both number of individual kings, and also there's a couple of teams, or in fact, all the top 4 teams have had a player who's been king twice. So the most weeks as a king. So
is this our teams or actual like Man United, City?
No, sorry, it's like Man United, City. That'd be a good one, actually. I didn't think of that. That'd be a good one for the future. Yeah. Is to work out how many times who has the biggest kingdom among us. That's actually a great idea, which I totally missed. But this is the Premier League teams.
Okay.
So there's 4.
There's 4. So surely Liverpool's got to be one of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna say Spurs because of like Son, maybe got it maybe a few times.
It's a good shout.
I'm trying to think. See, you want to say City, but then I don't really feel like there's any one City player that gets loads of points. They just have most of their players will get quite a few points each week, so there's not one that will get 17, 20 points and be the king. They'll all get like 10, 12 as a team. So all the players in there. So, but I'll say City.
City are in the top 4. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. But it is interesting that they're not far and above. Like, say, given how many goals they score, it is generally that they spread them around. It's not like they have someone who gets 25 points every week, although you'd love that to be the case.
Yeah.
And then I think there's one more. I think Spurs was right. I think so. Without being able to put it on screen, I think Spurs was right. And then there's one more, which is outside the box.
It's outside the box. Okay.
So not in the top 4 or 5 or 6 or even top 10.
Oh God! Now scrambling Saints. I don't know. I'm going to dream big.
No. It's a good shout, and you're very warm because you chose Saints because you support them. So why would I choose this segment?
Okay, fair enough. So it's going to be Villa then, is it?
It is going to be Villa. Oh yes. Oh, there's top 3. I was chatting. That's told you it's amateur hour. There's a top 3, and it's Villa, City, and Liverpool, and Spurs are there just behind. So on the top right, you can see what comes up on the game, and you can see some of the kings, kind of random. Marcel, Cash, House, Llorente, Firmino, Mount, and some surprises. I think in the biggest kingdoms, like Villa being top, and you got City and Liverpool, who, as you said, you would expect given where they are in the league. Although, as you said, it's perhaps surprising City don't have more, given how many they score. Spurs just behind, so they've had Son be, he's done it a couple of times. And then a bunch of others. So, yeah, Leeds, Burnley, Everton. Some teams you might not expect, and some you would. And then the other part of this segment was, who do you think has the most crowns? So there's 4 players who have 2 crowns each. As we speak, I mean, I think Salah, for example, could end up getting... who knows, we'll get King of the Week this week. But there's 4 players with 2 crowns each. Can you take a guess at them? And I think a couple of them are obvious and a couple of them less so.
Surely Salah's got to be one of them.
Yeah, good shout.
I think I want to say Son as well.
Oh, and you're matching right with my animations.
This isn't. I actually don't know the slides. It makes it look like I do, but I don't.
The third one, not a City player.
Okay.
Although now I'm wondering if I messed up. Maybe there was a City player, but we'll pretend there isn't. Plays for. Well, he's been a big name in the draft for a couple of seasons.
Cool. Okay.
Less so this year. Subject to a big transfer scandal last season.
Oh, Grealish. No, because Grealish can't have been.
No, draft transfer at the start of the season.
Oh, Fernandes.
Yeah.
Really? I don't think he's done
he's
much
had it twice
this season.
I know, right? He kind of turns it on and off by the look of it.
Yeah.
Then the last one is one I don't think I would reasonably expect you to guess, but he was featured on that little picture before, if you can remember any of those players.
Okay. I could only remember Cash and House now.
Oh, you knew it. You knew it. And I've got all the suitable emojis to go with it as well.
Okay.
So Cash has done it twice. So what we're saying is Cash is as good as Salah.
Okay.
That's pretty much, statistically speaking, what the outcome of that is. Thanks for playing. I'm wondering if I forgot Cancelo. I can't remember if he's done it more than once or not now I think about it. So maybe Cancelo might actually have been on there. But yeah, something for someone else to research. Little nugget for someone to dig into. So that was the first bit. I just thought what I should have done, Luke, if I was going to do that properly, as you say, was to do the biggest kingdoms with our league. So maybe that's something either I can come back to or someone else can come back to in a future date. But something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And the second part was what I call best of the bin.
Okay.
So this is the free agent spin, obviously, every week. And these players are all in the free agents at the moment. You may be familiar with some. There's Fred in there at the moment. I don't know if you've had Bednarek before, but he's been in and out of a bunch of teams.
Not this season, I don't.
And what inspired me was a bit of chat this week where I was getting ribbed for, quote, making wholesale changes. And I got told to take notes that I shouldn't be making wholesale changes. So this is my way of taking note, I guess.
Okay.
So what I did was totally non-rigorously just picked out some of the recent free agents that have worked out really well, giving people credit where it's due. Like I said, I didn't go back throughout the entire season. They're all in the last 4 or 5 game weeks, ones I could remember effectively. I'm sure there's a way of downloading all the transfers, but I didn't do that. But I do think the number one is the right number one. We'll come up to that, but I can't imagine there's been a better free agent so far, at least. So I've done a top 5, more or less top 5. So This is number 5. I want to give a shout out to George, who brought in Tim Krul, and he got him 9 points, which is a pretty good return for a Norwich keeper. And what drew me to this one actually sort of inspired the segment as well, because he'd said, I picked up Krul and no win, no fee, but Pickford is shipped inordinate amount of goals in his last 8 games. Yeah. And I was like, that's a good shout, and it worked out really well. As you might expect, Luke, I've brought in some memes. So George was debating whether to start Krul at home at Burnley or Pickford at home at United. That's a good one. It turned out they both got 9 points, so it didn't actually matter that he picked him up or not. But I thought it was a good pickup because, I hear certainly wasn't on my watch list, and he did get 9 points. So, like I say, there probably is other free agents who've done just as well, but I thought I'd pull out that one. Shout out George, good work. Yeah. The next one was quite recent. Kieran Dewsbury Hall famously picked up 13 points. I think that was his first Premier League goal, and it was a screamer at that. And he got an assist, and he got 3 bonus points. Man. Now, do you remember what the only downside of this one was, Luke?
I don't know.
The only downside was he was stuck on the bench alongside a bunch of other really big point scorers.
Oh dear.
So it was a great pickup. No, I actually had Dewsbury Hall a couple of weeks before, and he kept getting good reviews, kind of like Thiago does, that he'd been playing really well, but he wasn't getting the points output, and I can't remember I pulled in. But then Tom picked him up, and it was a good pickup, but alas, he had him on the bench. So my meme is this one. So looking at
that. I like that. That's good.
And mismanagement might sound harsh, but then you look at the other players on the bench. He's got Meslier for 6 points and Jesus for 9. So that was a difficult week. So this didn't make the top 5, but I just wanted to give a shout because it would have been there.
Okay.
So what's better than picking up 13 points in a free agent? Picking up 13 points and actually playing him. So shout out to Laurence, who picked up Cornet in game week 31 on a double game week. I was surprised he was even in the free agents, to be fair. I mean, I know it's Burnley, but he kind of plays up front. So yeah, that's how you do it. You pick up your 13 points when you play them, and there's Bear enjoying his Cornet.
Nice.
And then, but Luke, what's better than picking up one player who scores 13 points from the free agents? I raise Bear one player and give him 2. So I picked up Pulisic and Neves, game week 28, both of whom netted me 13 points.
That's good. Nice.
Shout out to myself. But that was double game week, so that explains partly why they got so much.
Yeah. But both of them did it all pretty much in one game, to be fair.
Took it in turns, right? Exactly. So Pulisic got 13 points and didn't play. Yeah. And then Ruben got 2 points and then picked up a goal. Sadly, he's out for the season now. But those are my free agents, just giving out points like Oprah. So there's that one. But what's better than 13 points? 14 points and counting. Oi, oi. So shout out to myself again. Sorry, this is going to be self-indulgent, but I think it partly comes to the fact that, one, I remember my own transfers more, and 2, I do more. I think I'd probably transfer more than other people in the free agents. And this is and counting. So barring red cards and own goals, which are totally going to happen now, I've completely jinxed it.
Yeah.
But barring, 3 own goals and a red card, he's come out positive. And there's James trying to rinse me. This was before Bruno decided to turn up with a 2-goal masterpiece, including 1 goal in the last minute.
Yeah.
So the classic James Oram meme. And then even better than 14 points is 15 points. Fair play, Tom Rowe. Picked up Werner from the agency. Again, I was kind of surprised he was there and surprised no one else picked him up, but Tom went for him. And he truly delivered in his first game week with Tom. He scored 2 and got an assist in a 6-0 win. So you can't go too much too far wrong with that. The only issue is Tom was the one that put him in the agency in the first place. So sadly, this one was disqualified.
Oh, right, okay.
Because, I can't give too much credit if you're the one that ditched them. So
makes sense.
Yeah. And then the last one, I don't even remember who it might be. It was in game week 28. It's that double game week when there was a Chelsea, I think, scored a bunch of goals. Do you remember who was scoring loads of points who haven't been in the agency?
No.
And he's actually done really well. And I think it's if Adam finishes in the top 1 or 2, this could be the transfer that changed it. It was Kai Havertz, 26 points. That's pretty insane for someone who's in the free agents. And Luke, I have to give you a shout out here because I messaged you at the time that you kept hold of Fred, and I think you said no changes for Toulouse, and you could have picked up Havertz.
It's true.
Alas, these things happen.
The thing is, you look back at his record of playing. It's like he wasn't playing. I was like, well, what's the point of bringing him in if he's not going to play? And then look at that.
You know what? You make the perfect point. Building up to my final meme was because he had been with Tom for ages, and as you say, he had not delivered and was either not playing or coming on for 2 minutes or just not scoring. So he had not scored any points with Tom. He moves to Adam and suddenly he's a 26 point a game week player, and I think he's hit double figures a couple of times since then. I'm a bit gutted because it was the same week that I picked up Pulisic and Neves, and so I could have picked, and Adam was above me in the league, so I could have picked up Havertz instead of Pulisic. So kicked myself a little bit, but fair play, ads. So that was my way of taking note of some of the successes in the free agents. Not to be knocked. I don't know how have you found your experience dabbling in the agents? Has anyone you got on this week?
Oh, I haven't looked at this week yet.
Too early. Come to it on Thursday.
Yeah, watched the United game last night, and it was not great.
Not pretty. No. I mean, they've got a double next week, but would I really want it? And I think it's Chelsea, Arsenal. Like, would I really want a United player for that? I don't know.
I mean, I took the risk and played De Gea because they had a double game week over Fabianski, and they both still only got 1 point each.
Usually the keeper is the one you can take a risk on, because you can usually hope they'll get save points or something. Yeah. But like you say, they just conceded so much. But,
so, yeah. I don't know. I'll have a look. I really struggle now looking in the waivers and knowing who, because I'm just looking at like, are they playing? No. Oh, they play semi-regularly. So, I don't really want that, but maybe I need to.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? And I feel like a lot of the good players are gone now. When I look at the agency list, I'm kind of like, you're gambling on everyone. There's no one there, like you say, where it's kind of like, oh, they're playing regularly and scoring. So they wouldn't be in the agency if they were. So, yeah. But that's not to say I won't be dabbling again. I've already got a few lined up. So we'll see what happens. But I'm always open to trade, Luke. I should say that. If anyone wants to trade with me, yourself, anyone, always open to it. But yeah, I hope you like my segment. A little bit of stats at the start, and then some not very rigorous top 5 of the best of the bin.
Yeah, no, it's good. Something different. And that's what you always bring, something different. I like the memes. Yeah. It's a good addition.
Thanks, Luke. Glad you liked it.
Okay. I think that's about it this week. I don't really have much to add. Another great segment, Tolly. I'm sure everyone will agree. Like we said at the start, we've got the DBF Pokal Cup Final coming up, so good luck to Laurence and Rich.
Best of luck.
Yeah, and I think we'll just leave it there. So thanks again for coming on, Tolly. Pleasure as always.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening. If you have been, people, please do subscribe and leave us a like. And as always, this is the DraftCast. And remember, draft is life. See you next time.